So this is one of these late night videos where Samantha's down in Melbourne, and I have been busy today doing a million different things. And this this big box came in today from Marty, my good mate, VK4JB Victor Zulu. And actually, in a starter motor, those of you that know the story of the starter motor, my replacement starter motor turned up today as well with the same courier, which is great, except for not long after we found the one we lost, which is always the way, isn't it? Anyway, okay, let me get my trusty Stanley knife and let's see if we can open up this big 32 kilo box. Now, I had a feeling this would be the case. Let me just teach everybody something about packing here. Marty's got this so right, it's not funny. This is the most incredible packing. This is better than some of the stuff we've done, actually. It's very good. So basically, box inside a box. So when you've got a radio that's 32 kilos, you obviously want to try and give it a fair chance of getting across from one side of Australia to the other. Well, certainly South Australia. There we go. South Australia to the east coast here. Look at this. Look at this. Doesn't get much better. Marty, where do you get all this stuff from? This is brilliant. This is really good. Anyway, so from the box, you couldn't really tell what it was. But I'll give you a hint. That would be an Icom microphone. And that would be a VGA lead, so obviously has a VGA output, so that help you work out. Does plug into 240 volts. So now the box was obviously sort of Icom, but the box didn't give away a lot here as to what the radio is. So what about I clear out some of the stuff here and we do the big reveal. Who's guessed what it is already? Hang on, let me just get this book out the way. Hang on, because you're going to find out too much there. Oh, no you're not. Important. This might give the radio away, and Marty's right. Receivers won't work without these. This is for the separate receivers, so you can run external receivers, etc. So that doesn't give away what the radio is just yet. So we know it's 240 volt, has a VGA, it's got a fairly big book with it. Oh boy. So I'm going to have to, hang on, what else we got? Oh, and it's got a some RCA leads, so obviously for amplifier out, etc, etc. So there you go, put that down over there. All right, I'm going to need to put this down for a second and we're going to do the big reveal. Who's worked it out yet? Box, 32 kilos. Some of you are going to guess later model. Some of you are going to know Marty well enough to know exactly what it is. But if you don't know Marty well enough, you may not know what this is. And you may presume it's something later model, which I certainly do have the later model version. Let's see if we can do a reveal. So we're still playing games here. So this is physically the size of it. This should give it away a bit. It's got handles. Now that might give it away a little bit. Now I think we're at the point where that would be... Oh, Marty, you're packing. Unbelievably incredible. Seriously. If there was any problem with this radio, it's certainly not because of the packing or anything. So let me tell you a bit about this radio. It's been back to Japan. Marty's one of the few people who decided that it was worth saving, and I tell you what, it took a lot of guts and a big bank balance to it, I have to say. Not sure what the numbers completely were. I got a fair idea, but this particular radio, if I got it right, Marty, I think they replaced DSP board, screen. When we get to the paperwork, we'll probably be able to, say a bit more about that. Anyway, okay, let's get to the reveal. I'm playing games here. Let's get this plastic off. Oh, I've never been more disappointed in Marty in my whole life. Marty, how could you sell this? This is beautiful. This is absolutely casework. Look, I know it's a bit darker in this room at the moment. This is the front area as you walk into the house here, blah, blah, blah. So the big reveal, and obviously, yes, it's the Icom IC 7800. It is absolutely by far one of the most incredible journeys that a radio has ever had in respect to it. Marty could tell the story much better. Well, the Japanese writing, and where it had some issues, and it went back to Icom in Japan, and let me go over here. Let me just be a bit. Oh, actually, I think that address now is all okay, but I'll just put my finger over it anyway. Marty's moving at the moment, so I don't think he's going to care. Okay, IC 7800, serial number 201003. Over 15 years. Yeah, well, I agree. Hang on, let me just save my fingers here. There we go. Hiromi obviously initially had a bit of a look at this, and so if Hiromi's had a look at it, that's the Australian side of it, I think. Okay, so what do we got here? It went back. Let me just go into not so much the numbers, not worry about that, but thoroughly inspected, tested and confirmed the faulty. Fair enough. Sent over to Icom Japan for repair. Aha! Now this is the bit that gets interesting. Always AF signals, NG, is that no good? Both of internal speaker and external speaker, both main and sub. Beep sound is okay. Squelch control, main, sub, NG, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the bit that you really want to know about is here. Replace DSP A unit, DSP B unit, DSP TX, scope units, so that's your screen units, relay parts for switching band pass, tested A-OK. That is the most incredible journey. You know, look, it takes a lot of guts to send something back to Japan. Now, to be very honest, I'm just going to pause for a second and just go through this paperwork, because there's some stuff here I want to be a little bit sensitive to Marty with. Just give me a sec. Okay, I've reviewed what we've got here, and I don't think Marty's going to have a problem with this. And I'll tell you why. I think you got really good value for money here. So I'm going to take a chance, and keep in mind, there's a procedure when you go down the trail of wanting to have something like this sorted out with Icom, and it's an expensive one. I'm going to get this into a better lighting position in a minute, because this is just terrible in here. I'm sorry, this really wasn't clever of me in some respects. Let's change where we are. Have a look at this, and this is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And have a look at what Marty did. Let me turn that off for a minute. Okay, so we're off. Have a look at this. Look at that. He's even put my call sign in there. How good is that? Absolutely. This is just in the most beautiful condition that you've ever going to see. It is incredible. Just widen the scope out there for you. 7800 was one of my very favourite radios, look, sorry, I won't make excuses. I'm not sure where the bottom feet are for it at the moment. It's got the rear feet with the front feet. Marty's taken them off and they may be sitting back in his drawer somewhere. It's no big deal. That'll get worked out. But so I've just put on some of my wife's craft stuff for the moment. But how beautiful. The condition of this 7800, a little bit better light in here now. It is absolutely spotless. It really is. It is. And people that know me know I'm a big fan, owning a 7850, and also I've got a 7851 that's spare as well. And when this came up, I actually didn't think I was going to buy it, to be honest, because I'd only just bought the other 7851 and a 7610, a few other things, and I really felt like, I love it, but I just felt like, we've really got a lot of stuff lying around right now. And at the time I had an FTDX 101 MP as well. Had two of them actually. And what else? Oh, well, I've still got, the 775 DSP, and the list goes on. Anyway, have a look at that. It's so nice. There we go. We'll just bring up a bit of volume. Obviously not an antenna at the moment. That screen, you could tell that is a new screen, all right. Jeez, looks like brand new. Okay, so let me go through, and I don't think Marty's going to have a problem with this bit. I think it shows how much guts he's got, because this. Sorry, just over the bit there. We're going overseas. Can you tell? Anyway, so the initial inspection fee, was $275 plus GST, and of course the freight fee of $40. So that would have been just actually that seemed really cheap if that was Adelaide to Melbourne, and then it obviously went to Japan, and this is where you start to see the service labour. I think was incredibly good. The freight and handling is obviously going to add up quite a bit, $690 over here. And then it's come back through into Icom Japan to then go back to South Australia. Service spare parts, $1,411. None of this is bad at all. So these were the expected repair costs. Now, this was Icom advising, just where it might be as far as a total, and of course, where did it end up being? I just want to be careful not to. So this is the freight. Sorry, this is basically talking about the fact that it's a sales quote, and sorry, I haven't looked through this. Just let me pause for a second. I just want to be careful. So as you read through this, thoroughly inspected, tested and confirmed that it's faulty. We suspect the main unit is faulty. Due to the age, lack of spare parts, unfortunately, unit is not repairable. That would be very true, pretty much, unless you got the thing over to Japan. And I understand, I completely understand. I've got a few shots here of just all these bits and pieces that have been replaced. I just want to see, once again, they're talking about all the service requests, and they're going through. This has been quite a dilemma, because I can imagine. Hang on. All right, so bear in mind, I can imagine. I would have been stressed going through this process. So basically, an inspection fee there with freight costs $346.50. Now this is where I think it gets cheap. Bear in mind that this is the price. So for those all these bits and pieces, you've got all these DSP units, you've got freight costs, you've got blah blah blah, etc. I think this was one of the best investments ever made on an IC 7800 to get it upgraded to the level that it was. And I'm being careful of some paperwork I don't want to show here. By the same token, you are seeing pretty much as much as I can show without being a little bit too showing a little bit too much, but nothing untowards. I'm just there's some stuff I'm just very cautious of. Oh, sorry, and that's the other thing too. Note, Icom, inspection fee and freight refund. So they actually refunded the inspection fee because he went ahead with it. So, you know, that was actually good. You got to admit, that's actually very good. Now, only because I did show before, and I suppose you guys might have seen this number before, and I'm so shocking at editing videos. That is the final number. Keep in mind there's GST, and that was, from what I can see here, there was a little bit more required in parts, just looking at the balances here. And I'm not going to go into it too much, but it gives you an idea that, you know, they could only get so close. The estimate was reasonably close, but that's in the end what it's ended up costing to get a radio back to this, to being the latest firmware, latest everything on it. Unreal, just, you know, terrific. And not sure what that is. Anyway, that's all right. All good. But yeah, look, absolutely fantastic. It's just, and there's no way I can finish this video off without moving this radio one more time. And of course, here we are on noisy 40 metres tonight. There we go.
Very good there, Bob, and not a great big difference in signal.
Have a listen to that audio.
I've been driving it that hard. I run my amplifier when I'm talking.
You gotta love a 7800. This is really, really cool.
It's producing 400 watts or thereabouts on my voice peaks. My grid current is very, very low.
Let me just go up the band a bit. I've actually got a brand new SP20 in the box, ready to go to put next to this thing. Sitting out in the museum, actually, in the box. Let's change bands. I'll put the other antenna on. Actually, what I was going to do was go there and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, a typical 200 watts output. Oh, hello, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. VK3 Charlie Mike testing on 713.99. Huh, close to 4. What a beautiful, beautiful radio. The audio quality of this is just off the internal speaker. It's incredible.
This amplifier, it looks like it's been...
Let's go to 20 metres. I'll put the opti beam. Where are we pointing? Let's bring the opti beam round to... and we'll go over there and see if 20 metres has got anything happening. We'll bring the antenna around to the US, and I'll need to tune. I don't need to, but I will. Yeah, I do, because of the way the tuner was set up on 40 metres. That's all right. And we're good there with that 48 watts, 49 watts.
USB.
Oh, check in, over.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Ken, how are you doing, Ken? VK2, Lima Whiskey Kilo. 5859, Ken, over.
Oh, I know that voice.
Thank you very much, Ken. Very nice signal. Roger VK4 Lima Whiskey Kilo.
What beautiful signals.
Hang on, Ken. Any other
Oh, and look at this. Have a look at this. We've got 18 dB of attenuation on here. Oh, look at that. I didn't even see that. Well, that's just changed things a bit.
Nothing heard. I'm looking for Alpha Papa 5, Alpha Radio Sierra.
That's no
Salmon,
preamp.
are you there?
There's a bit of preamp.
Salmon, Alpha Papa 5, Alpha Radio Sierra, Salmon, Kilo Echo 5, Echo Echo, over.
I won't go in tonight. I haven't got the amplifier hooked up through this at the moment. This gentleman, him and I, we have a little bit in common. We end up talking Corvettes. He has an incredible history. We'll get into that on another video. Very impressive individual. And he's a bit impressed that I've got a C1 and a C8 Corvette, although I haven't told him yet, but I've just bought a C4 Corvette as well, so we'll get into that later. Beautiful signals on 20 though, hey? Look at that screen, so vibrant. So vibrant. Oh, I'm going to hate walking away from this, but I've got to... I've not even had tea yet. It's 10:51. Time's a little bit out because of South Australian time. It's 10:51 over here at the moment, and because Sam's over in Melbourne, I've been doing some stuff today that's kept me very busy to surprise her. Look at this. So, yeah, eating has not been... Well, it's going to be very soon, I can tell you. But the truth is, I'm as dirty as I've been working outside all day, and I need a shower, some food. But part of me wants to play with this radio, hook up the amplifier and call in with the boys, but no, we'll do that tomorrow night. Let me just say, Marty, thank you. This is, you know, I'm an IC 7800 guy, but when you said this thing was clean, I thought, yeah, look, you know, everyone's interpretation of clean is different. And mine is actually, believe it or not, mine with a radio that's, you know, this age, mine is that clean has still got a few marks on it, and is, you know, obviously is going to have, you know, some wear. I can't believe how clean this thing is, Marty. This is so clean, so clean. Look at that. I know you want me to call in, but I'll be there too long. I'll never... Oh my goodness. Good signal. What I'll do, I'll go off that. Just for, otherwise I'll convince myself. So before we were listening with the attenuator in. My goodness. Because I thought, oh, the band's okay. But of course we were listening like this. With 18 dB of attenuation. Take that off. The band's a little more active than... let's go back to slow AGC. Let's... Oh, look. I'm just going to do one more run through.
Thank you very much, Victor United 2, Romeo Zulu Alpha. You're 5 and 9. Very nice signal. Anybody on frequency wishing to call Victor United 2, Romeo Zulu Alpha?
Oh,
Delta X-ray.
Delta X-ray, go ahead.
by the way, that's just a bit of dust there. I just want to make that clear from the bubble wrap. I just wet my finger. I thought, oh no, I've got to show you that. That, you know, it's as unmarked as I said it is. It looked like there was a mark there, but of course it's not. Marty, mate, this was a radio worth surviving. Whoops. This was a radio worth spending the money you spent on it, mate. Honestly. Thank you for letting me be the next custodian of it. You know me, mate. This is not a buy-sell. Some radios with me, yep, they're buy-sells. I mean, we both know who I am. This is not one of them. The one behind it, that's not one of them either. This will sit next to the 7850. I haven't even pulled the 7851 out of the box. That's how interested I am in the 7851. I'm more interested in putting this next to the 7850 than I am the other 7851. It is just a piece of history. Absolute beautiful piece of history. And just, you know, as we start, you know, putting a bit of, you know, it doesn't need it tonight. Look at that. That colour. I'm going to have a play with the colour settings on my 7850 because look at the dust on my 78. Marty, your 7800 is cleaner than my 7850 at the moment. Seriously. Oh, it's embarrassing. This is getting worse. It is. Yours is spotless. Mine's got dust on it. Oh.
We'll look for you on Monday. We'll be back on Monday, QSL.
And all right, that is the OB16-5 Opti beam up about 75 feet. So that's always going to perform relatively well. But, boy, signals.
Thank you very much, Ken.
Signals are good.
59 plus, nice signal.
All right.
Let me see, guys, listen carefully. Some stations will hear him over.
I'm going to send a copy of this through to my good old mate here because I've got to tell him about the C4 with the LS motor modifications and stuff, and he's really up on that. This man knows Corvettes better than anybody, and he's actually why I ended up going out buying with the new C8 Corvette. I love my C1, you know, the 1959 big block, but yeah, we started talking in his history. Oh boy, have a look at. Anyway, we're going to do another video where I'm sure we'll talk with him. And we'll get into some of that. It's for another video. I'm way. There's so much content that I could give you, but at the moment, tonight is all about this beautiful IC 7800, which I think I'm gonna make a big statement here. I think there is only one of these in the world, and you might say, well, they made a few, Brenton. Yeah, I reckon there's only one where it went back to Japan, especially from Australia, and had so many modules replaced, updated, revamped, that Icom, you know, the best of the best guys in Icom got to make this radio back to being perfect again. Bloody great investment. Seriously, Marty, I'm so glad you did it. I really am. I just think it is the most beautiful piece of equipment. Next to my 7850, I do love, you know, the dust-covered thing that's behind there that you wonder whether I do really love. But I do love that radio. But this is a close second. Very close second. And the other one I do love, I got to be honest, is over here. I don't know if it's even plugged in. Yes, the 775 DSP. That was another one that they really did a great job on, covered in dust. Embarrassing, very embarrassing. All right, guys, thanks very much for having a look at this video and for doing this unboxing with me. And I hope that you've got some sort of benefit. Sorry it's gone on for nearly 30 minutes, but I just sometimes I just rave on too much, I know, but this one really has captivated me. Beautiful.
And we also have Salman on frequency in Pakistan, Alpha Papa 5 Alpha Radio.
This is why we're in the hobby. Look at all these countries they're talking to. This is why we're in the hobby.
Nothing heard. Do we have any other DX? We're looking long path South Pole Asia. Any DX check-ins, over?
I'm so tempted, but I'm not going to call in. We'll do that next video. We'll call in.
Again?
73s, guys. Thanks for having a look at this video. I'm impressed. Cheers, guys. All the best.